So has Davante tried to explain to you this deja vu as the ball is coming toward him thing? Because we spent a lot of time with him. And while I'm fascinated by it, I'm not sure I still completely understand.
It's funny. It's a good question. With him, when we were kind of talking, we watch a lot of opponents, and we try to figure out how they're going to play him, and the only thing that Tay said to me was, Cincinnati plays a lot of man, and you're actually going to get some ops as opposed to maybe just playing soft cloud or zone to him. He just thought he would get some man opportunities where, they thought 22 would be able to guard him, maybe travel with him. Studying the tape, they played some other good wideouts as well, and I just kept talking to Tay about it. So, one day he's like, man, I think I might actually get a chance this week to, go run some routes and play ball as maybe not just being cover two every play to him, which when they did play cover two, it was more of a two-man. They kind of had that type of look to him. So it was still man, to his side. So it was still him versus 22. And 22 is a great player. I kept telling Tay before that, I was like, he's playing really, really good football. And Aaron liked the matchup, and we just kept kind of targeting him when we had man. It's kind of how it went down. And so he thought about it, and apparently the clairvoyant comment, which I've never actually heard that word used too much, but it kind of made me laugh, and I actually used it in a presentation this week with a crystal ball. So, yeah, that was that.
I know it sounds like a crazy question, but is it actually possible for Davante to get too many targets? And what I mean by that is, do you need more from everyone else, or can you just ride this out and just keep throwing in the ball every time?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the way the game goes, to be honest with you. Obviously, we game plan for him. Everybody knows around the league that, we try to get him the ball. But the completion percentage is there, and he's coming down with the ball, and he's playing at a high level. He's confident, and the trust factor with Aaron, is there. And, I mean, obviously, if you always try to study everybody else on the field. Did everyone else win on their route as well? So some games, I think maybe he gets 15 targets and, we could win. And, some games he gets 5 and we win. So it just goes to see how the defense coordinator is calling it, how we're attacking them, matchups. I never look too deep into it. Obviously, in our room, some guys kind of laugh. They're like, oh, my gosh, Aaron and him, they're on, pace to break, connection records and all that stuff. And we laugh and stuff. But every week's a new week. So I just – we go into it, and wherever the ball goes, it goes. And as long as we get that, column on the left, that win is all that, we preach in our room.
How does that play with everyone else in the room? Because some teams, and I'm not in your room, so I don't know, but some teams there might be animosity, might be jealousy. Other teams, it's Davante Adams, this is what's going to happen. How does that play in your room?
I think Matt has done a good job with the culture since we've been here being team first. And we preach it all the time. I truly believe in our room, because I've been on the other side where there has been that jealousy and that, animosity, in the room where you can feel the tension. I just have been blessed. I mean, we got good guys, and I'm sure you guys interviewed Marquez and Allen and Cobb. They're like true pros, and they know they're just going to keep competing and balling. And hopefully the ball comes their way. And you saw Tampa last year in the playoffs. Quez started getting on fire because they were leaving him in the single the whole game, and that's where the ball went. So I've been blessed with a really, really good room of good guys who are pros and truly care about winning more than anything else. Not every team has that, So like I said, I mean, I haven't felt it or sensed it from anyone, and no one's ever actually brought it up.
How do you get them loose in the red zone? 14 touchdowns in the red zone last year. How do you get them loose down there, considering all the things that defenses are doing to prevent that?
I know everybody keeps bringing up the red zone, and to be honest with you, whether people think it's play calls or maybe lack of execution, I haven't really honed in on it like maybe other people have. As to me, we're trying to get victories and wins, and obviously you want to get touchdowns over field goals, and that helps. But is it a situation where we down there and we crossed into the red zone, all of a sudden it was a 3rd and 8 from the 18-yard line? So where do the stats lie? I think every week's a new week. We just got to continue to get better, and hopefully next week, we improve on things, and figure out, what's best for our team. Is it running the ball, throwing the ball? Like I said, I mean, everybody kind of specializes in things, as our coaching staff, and we try to, have our expertise and hone in on it. Like I said, stats to me, I'm different than maybe other people. I don't really look at them as deep and dive into them as much as how do we get the win, and obviously scoring touchdowns, but I like scoring from the 40, as well. So as receivers being explosive and scoring from the 40, then you never have to worry about scoring from the 5 on 3rd and goal from the 5, which is probably low percentage anyway.
Jason, you've had Equanimeous up for 3 games, I think, and now he's on the 53. What do you guys like about him? What are you trying to get out of him?
Yeah, so EQ's competitive. He's tough, he's gritty, and the one thing that, you know, in our staff is that he can play all 3 positions. And I think it's hard to find wideouts. He's an intelligent guy who can play X, F, and Z in our offense. So if anybody goes down at a blink of an eye, I throw him out there and I'm like, hey, EQ, when he's running there, I'm like, you got to go to X as he's going onto the field. It's not like he's just studying, I'm an X or I'm a Z or I'm an F. He knows all 3 positions, and he's playing on special teams, and he's gritty. And, you know, I know what I'm going to get from him. He's going to compete, and he's going to give everything you have. And I mean, unfortunately, his career has been kind of, you know, plagued from some injuries. And now I feel that he's healthy and feels really good. You know, he's playing fast, he's running around out there, and I think eventually, you know, the ball is just going to start kind of coming his way if he keeps showing up.
Jason, I don't want to make excuses for him. Does that make it sometimes tough? Like he obviously had the assignment that he missed on the block on the one play, and Aaron got after him a little bit. Like, and how does he bounce back from that sort of thing?
Yeah, you know, I mean, all of us, our standard's high here, you know, and Green Bay's been winning for a long time, so nothing's really changed. And he didn't really miss the assignment. He had the cloud corner there, and just literally the guy juked him, you know, so he knew what he had to do, went out there, and the guy made a really good play. Like I said, 22 is a good corner, and that's going to happen. But, you know, Aaron said, come on, man, we got to get that block done, which is true. I mean, that's what Matt was yelling on the headset, and I was yelling in my head as well, you know. But he bounced back, you know, and came in, and like I said, he graded out well on special teams. And other than that play and one other one in the game, he did his job, you know, and what we asked. And like I said, I can rely on him. I can trust him to know all positions, and that's very valuable in our offense to be a backup there.